Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hi. I have been working hard on an edit, which I've been talking about a bit, every once in a while, the past couple of streams. And I find it's turning out very well. I figured out keyframes in Kden Live, which means it's so over. We can animate in the editing software. It's so over. And by that, I mean I'm discovering that I really enjoy editing. It is a little bit of work, though. It is a little bit of work. Uh, And so the edit of the first VOD is almost done. I'm not gonna upload things until I have like 5 videos that I can upload, and then so that I can make sure that people have a bit of a backlog to the work on. They're very important to have. But I am learning this software, and now that I nearly have an entire VOD, like an entire video under my belt, that's a bit under an hour long. Uh, I managed to cut it down by a lot. There was a lot of dead air considering it was my very first stream. And so, now I'm making a version of it that's much more presentable. Oh, water, splendid, amazing. But and so, there's gonna be that. There's going to be uh the first world building stream. I'm going to I started editing the portal, like the very first portal VOD in Blender because they have editing software, but I've swapped to Kden Live. And so I'm gonna be sort of redoing that. And I'll have this video and then the next video under my belt when that starts working out. And so I might be able to do that a bit better. Potato Jeremy, shout out Potato Jeremy, my good friend Potato Jeremy, is also, working on some edits of VODs of mine that are of his choosing, and so I'm very excited to see how that turns out. Now what's on the docket today? Uh, we are doing the color for the X-Hand Morgan art piece. I'm very excited for that because it's very possible that we could finish the art piece today. It is definitely very possible, and it would be nice to have another finished art piece under our belt before we start doing Art Fight in July. Mm. I feel like we've been making really good progress with the One Piece fan art ever since we decided to limit the amount of characters in it, in each piece. Like, it is less than the amount of time it takes significantly. Also, don't mind me. I am looking for the Outer Wilds music. Also, I adjusted the music volume stuff in the background so that I can talk and even the loudest bits of the soundtrack won't like overwhelm my voice at all, hopefully, unless I start mumbling. Oh boy. Oh, lovely. Alrighty, and now let me go to art time. Here we are. And there's my stylus. I moved it slightly and I was lost. Okay, so there's wall shading 2 and wall shading 1. And so because we're gonna be doing the actually no, I'm gonna keep those separated for now. And I'm going to start with Captain Morgan, I think. Let's try soft light, and then we can work from there. Don't mind. Oh, you can't see my color palette. Never mind. But still, like, wait. Uh, my color palette was built for working on the Ori thumbnail, so don't mind that. Here he is. There we go. And it's telling me ads start in 5 minutes. Morgan. Morgan. Color. Now, during this, we're probably also going to... Oh, wait a minute. I'm so intelligent. I'm so intelligent and smart. I realized something. I'm going to remove this layer. I'm going to copy this layer. I'm going to change it to soft light. And then... Bam. Don't worry, we'll be refining him for later. Is it glitching out? Hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sorry, my mouse scroll wasn't working on Krita for a moment. Yeah, there was a bit of lag there. I wonder why. Okay, the scroll is not quite working properly with my stylus, so I'm just gonna do it with the mouse. Okay, that is very, very fine. Okay. We are going to be doing the broad strokes. Ah. Like, for instance... I'm going to lower the brush size to like 25, I think. Okay, that wasn't quite right. This is the first time of me like really drawing today, so uh I need to warm up. I've been editing. Get me. Okay, so now that's interesting. Okay, there we go. Now think of this a little bit as carving out a little different section. If you don't mind, I'm gonna full screen this because I think that my uh my hubris, we'll call it my hubris. Sorry, this was before stream. I was trying to make a two screen setup work, and it's very clear that it wasn't working, and now something's funky, and I honestly should have restarted my computer because that usually fixes You see that, right? Give me just a moment. So there we go. Okay, so you can see hold on, let me I need to show people something real quick. Don't mind me. The people need to know! Piccolo! The people need to know. Okay, so I'm turning off my art background for a moment. Don't mind me, or that it's going off the screen real quick. I just want to show you something properly, okay? So my stylus is here. All right, let me go to a darker color where you can see. His tits. Happy Pride Month. So look at how it's snapping. Because so I'm trying to go on there, and it's not helping me. So here's what I'm gonna do. One, I'm gonna save that. Two, I'm gonna put my art background back on, and then I'm gonna go to just chatting real quick. I hope you don't mind. Because I have to close and open Krita again. Perfect time for ad break to happen, by the way, since we're having technical difficulties. Okay, so we have fixed it. We have fixed it. All it took was, in fact, restarting my Krita. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. 25. Oh, that feels so much better. Okay. Oh, yeah, yesterday I was online for multiplayer Monday with Gremlin. Gremlin was there in the Discord. You can join the Discord! Exclamation point Discord in the chat or in the description down below on YouTube. Uh, that's not the important part. He showed me this card game called Flesh and Blood. And so we were playing that through its like dedicated virtual tabletop because it has its own VTT. And fun fact, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. I played a pre-constructed deck. I played a pre-constructed deck of like cool pirates. It felt very Pirates of the Caribbean with like uh uh zombie pirates and shit like that, and returning stuff from the graveyard if it's blue, which I don't exactly know what that means, but I know it means something that it's blue. You know why I hate the color blue? No reason. Do I have another colored reference for Accent Morgan? It seems like perhaps no. And the answer seems to be no, so I'm gonna go off what I'm knowledgeable of. I'm going to do that, and this is the undershirt, apparently. The mirror tool is a wonderful human invention. It has yet to steer me wrong. I there's something I already knew, but it came up again because of tabletop chat in the Discord. Nova was like this came up in conversation with Nova. Uh, Apparently every class in D&D 5.5, regardless of if it actually makes sense for them or not, gets their subclass at level 3. I kind of forgot about that. Like I learned it and then it just slipped my mind. Warlocks, clerics, and paladins in the new edition get their stuff in that third level. Just, yeah, I'm shopping around for a deity that I dedicate myself to. Don't worry about it. It's fine. That's not an important thing to the character. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Beep beep beep, beep filling these out. And then bam, there we are. There we are. I turned into a YouTube poop. There we go. I'm gonna check something out real quick. What happens if I swap layers? Ah, okay. That doesn't make it as vibrant. That definitely is not as vibrant. I'm going to have the color of the axe be this sort of middle gray. You see, that's what happens when you do that on the wrong layer. I'll learn this for next time. After all, wrong layer Crom. And of course, this lower bit's gonna be a much brighter gray because, you know, that's just how it be on this beach of an earth. Let me increase the size here. Bam. Ba-da bam 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 bam. God, I may have brought this up, I may have not, but with the most recent chapter of One Piece, at least the most recent that I read, it went from chapter, break next week, to chapter, break next week. And I bet it's driving some other One Piece fans absolutely fucking mad, dude. They're like, no, we're getting a tragic backstory for one of the Strats, and now the mangaka is taking his time to not burn out and die. Is he was so dedicated to his fucking manga that he got gout from not exercising because he got 3 hours of sleep and then worked on One Piece like all day every day. Color your eyes. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da. You know, that's actually really not far off with the skin. I did forget though that his hair is actually like this pale. It's not a vibrant blonde. He's not a very vibrant blonde type of guy. Women are my favorite kind of guy. I don't even quite remember exactly where that's from. I think that's Borat. Maybe. That might be Borat. I don't know. Also, I see that, and women are pretty cool. Big thumbs up. Uh, but also, I, I love men, so I think guys are my favorite kind of guy. You have something to say to women? I'm sorry, women. The chin. You know, I definitely think that I'm gonna need to do like the gradient maps for this later, but you know that should be more than fine. Actually, that should be brilliant. Oh! Give me just a moment. Give me just a moment. I need to show you guys. This is the progress on the thumbnail. Uh, as of the last time I worked on it, in case people haven't seen it. I'm very stoked. Like, I could theoretically just, oh, the Morgan jump scare. I could just do the feather and be like, yeah, I'm, like, totally done. And then, you know, work on the model, which might actually be the smart move. That might be the insmelligent move. So I might do that. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do. I'm gonna make a bit of an executive decision on something real quick. In the anime, this is colored the same as the rest of it. Oh god, it does kind of look better that way. Ah shit. But like I want it to be differently colored. So like what if I did it as this blue? Wait a minute, hold on. It might not even matter. It might not even be visible. Let me go to... It really... I cannot stress this enough. It really does not matter. So that means I might just not do that. I really like this, like, warm... Not this one, like this cool gray, this blue in the color scheme for the axe, so I'm doing that. wop, weep, wabadoop. There we go. But yeah, like with the Ori and the Blind Forest model, I had a really interesting idea. So you know how the cover art for the game has Naru like holding Ori in her lap, you know, her adopted child Ori. I want to do that as the model. That would be really cool. But then have Ori speak. You know, have Ori be the model, but Ori's in Naru's lap. Like it could even be like if I because I need to get this done by this Sunday. Like having Naru just be like a static image and then having some sprites for Ori talking. Like a a talking GIF, if you will. Uh could be cool, still give a bit of dynamism, and then obviously like PNG Tuber Plus allows for some really cool like physics stuff. Like awesome and cool bouncing. Let me see what it looks like with the desk. Oh, that. Oh, that's brilliant right there. That's simply gorgeous. You know, it's wonderful. Best thing I've ever seen. I've never seen art better than this. You know what? You know what? Just for you, I'm gonna give you $5 for it. 10 out of 10, amazing. All right, there we go. Yeah, I apologize. Give me just a moment. I'm going to turn on the BRB text, and I'm going to say maybe sit back, relax, enjoy the music, maybe get up, get a snack, get a drink. I will return in literally a couple of minutes. I have returned. Hello, hello, hello. I apologize for that. Let me get the volume there perfect. Alrighty. Okay, there we go. Alright. I had to reload something because of a delay. Do not mind me. Where's my stylus? There it is. A big stretch. Yeah, something I think is pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to find a reference. Hold on. Now, the reference I completely forgot about. X and Morgan in office. Scene. Images. Give me, give me your, give me, me giving my grabby hands. X and Morgan did nothing wrong. We just, man, that's the no. He did wrong stuff. He did a lot of wrong stuff. Accent Morgan is an evil man. I'm going to take some liberties. Bam, and then change it to soft light. Bam. Size 100. Not Q00. That's not a real measurement. That's not real. Mirror tool. My son. My glorious son, Mirror Tool. Alright, do that. Go back down to like size 25. Go to that and then. Actually, is that already? That's already a pretty good brass color. I don't know what his like stuff would actually be. Like I could literally go watch the episode, take a screenshot. That is what I should have done. That's not what I did. So, we have to live with the hands we deal ourselves. With this, I think that he would have like this, maybe. Yeah, perhaps. Listen, I have no idea what this looks like to everybody else. It's slightly different from me, so I apologize if that is ass. I actually kind of don't like that, though. Either way, what if, what if it was this blue? What if you were the blue all along? And no, my first instinct may have been right. I need it to be a warmer tone. Bam. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty alright even. I'm gonna reuse this brass color for these? Yeah, for these. Ba 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 blah blah blah. While the gradient map will be the finishing touch and will probably make everything look magical, because that is typically how things go. I want to make sure that the colors look real and proper on their own merit. Same with the shading, right? Like regardless of the color, the shading has to be on point. And yo, how's it going? It's great to see you. Bam, bam, bam. Earlier, I was talking a little bit about that game Flesh and Blood. Just as we just brought it up, it's very fun. I'll need to actually look into how to properly play it because I was just sort of going into that game blind. Pretty fun. I'm definitely considering like picking up some physical cards of it if I, you know, ever get the chance. Hmm. Water, scrumptious. Well, I was gone earlier. I should have taken the time to get water, but I did not. That's fine. This should be a nice maroon book. Uh, I think a couple of these should be different shades of blue. There should be a green. There should be an purple. And I'm so excited for next month because the art fight. You know, it's always fun to do art fight and go. You know what? One Piece, you're going to the side today. And then you know work on art of other people's characters, but in a different way. You're working on their OCs rather than their story characters, which there's no actual distinction technically between OCs and just like a character in your story that is still an original character. But I like to distinguish them as like an OC is just your little guy that's floating around in your head. There's no like story attached to them. Oh, that's already a really pretty green. What's up? You're green. Shh, I'm green. Bam. So like for instance, Bond, you know, the suit here, is an OC of mine. Whereas I don't know his name, but I'm calling him the prisoner from my comic. Even though, you know, they're still, you know, an original character, I would separate them from the OC identity because they're a part of a story. Oops. You're still green. Usopp walks up to you, touches you, and just goes, "You're green." And that's his attack. You're green now. Whap. Man, you know, like Baron Moorbok is also like an original character of mine, but because she is you know, part of a dedicated world. How would you categorize my character, Orko? Aren't I forget. Are they a TTRPG character? Like a PC? No, not a personnel computer. Yes, that's that I guess that's a little bit of a gray area, slightly. But like they're a part of a story, right? So they're a character in a story, but it's not necessarily your story, but it's your character in it. So I guess I guess like tabletop player characters are like PCs would be like self-insert characters. But if they're NPCs in your world of a tabletop game that you're running, then I suppose they would be. They would be they would be story characters. I don't know. It's all complicated. Hey, Muffin, it's great to see you. Oh, the ah oh shit! Eggman pissed on the moon, and I didn't hear about this, man. The news is crazy, man. You don't even hear about Eggman pissing on the moon anymore. Yeah, no, it's great to see you. Right now we are doing the colors on Axehand Morgan. It's very possible we could be finishing today. You fool! I have 79 alternative accounts! Uh, you reminded me, I saw this comment on a, um, like not a mashup, that's a song thing, like an edit of, like, just when Holly Holotones did Wario in the, Smash Bros. Subspace Emissary, like, fandom. And somebody said, you know, Holly to Wario is like Alfred to Eggman. Whereas, like, now her voice is just like what you hear about. Thank you. But yeah, no, because this is a series that I've been doing of fan art for, you know, all the characters, all the named characters. I feel like a lot of them get more love than the others, and I want to give them all sort of an even shake. It's also a good way to look back and go, God, my art's improved. Like, let me open an image for you. I want to show you the very first art piece I did of it. It should be in my images computer. Should be relatively near. No, it's alphabetical. Hold on, let me go through my file thing, because I want to show you the art piece I did of Goldie Roger. I sort by date, but not the romance kind. God, you were strong then. Red-haired pirates is not what I'm looking for, but that is one that I did numbers on Tumblr. And I enjoyed working on it. Where? That's 2023, that's way too early. Where are you? Just tonight is gonna be the night that I will fall for you. Over again. Hold on, I actually have a brilliant idea. My blog! Which you can follow me on. Yippee! View my blog, One Piece fan art. Okay, I could also show you the Kobe Helmeppo one. Um, which is awesome and cool. Okay, so there's that one, which I'm less happy about. Over again. That's Higuma. Monster and Whoop Slap. Where is it? Red Hair Pirates. God, I worked on Red Hair Pirates for so long. I could show you that one too. There's Red Haired Shanks. There's Luffy. Here he is. Bam. Close that. Close that. Close you. Then anyone who won't read it will be a victim of my of my exactly. Precisely. What were you talking about my buggy ball? Because I just want to show you the progress of my first piece. And get out of here, screenshot of Morgan. Like here's Goldie Roger, King of the Pirates, right? From my very first One Piece fan art stream. And then here's Morgan. Like I didn't even really do backgrounds at that point. I started doing backgrounds for the Red Hair Pirates. Which when I say the Red Hair Pirates, I mean all of them. Except I accidentally missed Monster, and so I had to do another piece with him in it just to actually, you know, not be clickbait. Like, you missed Monster. This isn't every One Piece character. Die. I should specify every named One Piece character. So I even put in these two like complete side characters in Fuchsia Village named Yoru and Chicken, and I find them delightful. Another piece? It was supposed to be one! Supposed to be one piece! Well, haven't you heard? Haven't you heard of two pieces? Have you heard of two pieces? With Navarro Black, I mean Luffy. Like, come on! Like, it's literally right there. I think this should be a lighter red. I like that. I like that. Ah, fuck! It's genius. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, by the way, Muffin, are you excited about Art Fight? Art Fight's in July, and I'm very excited about it because I get to draw multiple people's like original characters. Okay, so this is a little bit silly. I get to attack people with their OCs, with their original characters, and it's very cool. Which I can also pop up real quick, but a lot easier because I have an Art Fight folder. One of my old personal favorites is this one. Let it load real quick. This is definitely an old one. This is from 2 years ago. I've been stuck with the Warframes for 2 years. Ah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry for your Ace-related loss. Yeah, this was from 2 years ago, and I'm still relatively happy with it. This is the person's original character. And as you can see, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 hands. 12 hands in this art piece. Oh, sorry. 14 hands in this art piece. It was so difficult to work on. Very cool. But the worst is that I know what will happen. I'm 8 chapters behind that. they're grabbing for me. Help me, they're grabbing for me. I can't believe it. Fuck, I'm gonna get grabbed. I'm gonna fucking die. Bam. What'll happen? I'm 8 chapters behind that. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Ooh, yeesh. My, my perspective on One Piece is a little bit interesting because I got in during the Whole Cake Island arc. So like my first villain was the villain for Whole Cake. And so then I fell in love with it, and then I later went back to watch the rest of it. The 14 hands. Listen, hands are difficult. I'm not happy with this hand, but also I only have to do one hand for this art piece because he's Axe Hand Morgan, not Axe Hands Morgan. Uh, I've definitely brought this up before because I started back in Dressrosa. Ooh. I enjoy the manga version of Dressrosa a lot more than the anime version, purely because of pacing. Muffin, for the sake of not spoiling you, I won't say anything about the actual arc. I will say, though, the pacing in specifically the anime for Dressrosa is really, really, really bad. It's incredibly bad pacing. The pacing is so much better in the manga. That's generally the case a lot of the time with One Piece, and that's not a thing be like, ha ha ha, manga better, manga better, because I love like pre-time skip One Piece's art style so much, right? Like you, because of you're talking about like being like 8 chapters behind a specific thing. You know, you're in the war for Ace. I'm actually not gonna have that be a different color. Very silly and cool. Uh, and like I genuinely think a lot of the early One Piece filler when they did filler arcs is better than what they do now. Or I guess did because now it's a seasonal anime. Where like they would put filler in the scenes of the episodes, so like everything would just drag out, so they would show less. So they would, they would show less. That makes me not as happy. So my suggestion, if you're gonna watch One Piece, is honestly, do pre-time skip regular. Like pre-time skip filler arcs and everything, and then after time skip, swap to one pace. Because post-time skip, they don't do the cool filler arcs anymore, like the Millennial Dragon or... Man, I started watching One Piece back in season 1. I mean, yeah, me too. Technically. But you know what's interesting about the like Crunchyroll version of One Piece, which is what I watched back in like 2018 when Whole Cake arc was happening, is that they split the arcs up as seasons. Right? All of the arcs are seasons. Like Alabasta is a season. And so it's weird people be like, oh yeah, I started watching it back in season 1. It's like, the big thing when they sort of were splitting it up into seasons, just, very unofficially. You should watch One Piece. It's just 2 seasons so far. It's just 2 seasons. I mean, if you're talking about live action One Piece, like, yeah, absolutely. It is just 2 seasons so far. By the way, I can't wait for Wit Studios' The One Piece. I'm so excited! I'm so incredibly excited for that. Like, genuinely, I can't wait. Because, like, it's not gonna get to the highs of Toei One Piece, but it's going to, like, its lows are going to be better than the lows of Toei One Piece, if that makes sense. And also because, like, it's starting out, it's a nice starting off point if people don't want to watch the live action for whatever reason, you know, if they're just a more of a animated person. Bam. Wait, no, no, I don't want this. Here, Alan, I want you to have this. What is it? It's a miniature version of me. I don't want this. This should be a darker wooden box, I think. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, thank you, Nightbot. I appreciate you. But you know, like it'll give a nice starting off point where it's like, hey, you want to start off with the with Studios the One Piece? It just has what's a typical like seasonal anime like amount of episodes? Like 12? It's like, hey, it's just 12 episodes so far. That's all you have to watch is 12 episodes. It is a lot easier to convince somebody to watch 12 or even 24 episodes than like 1,000 plus. That is the hard truth. I'm saying this coming from somebody who is, as far as I know, at this point, completely caught up with One Piece. I am completely caught up. I know what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. Which, once again, I will not say tee hee spoiler funny. I have an idea. So I could start with Soro, which honestly might be the better idea. Or I could go straight to doing the wall and the floor, which I think 24 episodes is perfect for a season. Enough content, not too much, yeah, exactly. You know, convincing somebody to start with that amount and then getting them hooked on a smaller number of episodes is way easier. If you're gonna pass somebody a blunt, you better not, and it's their first time smoking weed, you better not give them the strong stuff. For context, for those who live in places where weed is not a legal substance, I live in Oregon. It is perfectly legal here. You find so many fucking weed dispensaries. It's like the artisanal brewers. Like independent like ale crafters and weed dispensaries go hand in hand here. You can find them on the same block, basically. Hey Nova, it's great to see you. Look at this dude. We're making good progress on this art piece. I'm scared of your analogy, but exactly. Yeah, no, precisely. Listen, One Piece is a drug, and its greatest fans are peddlers. We are the peddlers that use our own supply. Okay, that is what's happening. Where's the layer? There's so many layers, I need to get rid of like half of these. Hard light, turn it to soft light. Ba 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 ba. Size 250, why not? Speaking of 250, we're going to have the greatest UFC fight ever on the 250th anniversary of the United States. It's also my birthday. I'm also 250 years old. Delete the layer, wrong layer! Yeah! The wrong layer is spreading! It's spreading! Okay, there we go. And I'm going to actually take this beautiful color here because I have a brilliant idea. Bam. And then we just color that in beautifully. Marvelous. Where? Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and then in the panels will be white. There we go. God, I love Captain X and Morgan as a villain more than maybe I should, considering he's literally there for just a couple episodes. But, like, he is sort of your typical, like, just awful father, right? Like, it's not explicitly stated anywhere because it's issues and episodes from the 90s. But he looks like homophobe TM, transphobe TM. You know, he looks like he would have a MAGA flag and a thin blue line flag on his like pickup truck. And like one of those Punisher like thin blue line Punisher stickers. You know, he looks like the type. And in that way he feels like a real guy, even though he's like, I'm gonna replace my arm with an axe. And it's gonna be strong enough to make Garp bleed. Even though Garp was just asleep and he honestly could have kicked my ass if he actually cared. But still I was able to hurt Garp, which is impressive for the East Blue. Oh, water is splendid. But yeah, he is like asshole TM, and honestly, I love that about him. Size 25? Actually, no, 25 is a good size. Bow, 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 bow. I was watching this video. Save you, thank you, thank you. We're working on art, which means I can do that anytime. Unlike the game Off, which by the way, I absolutely fucking loved completing the Off remake. That game was fucking amazing. Like, I have my problems with it overall, right? It's not a perfect game. However, insanely good. I was watching this video on how a lot of the agenda piece people, the maintaining the agenda is our top priority. Needed more pedal. Yeah, no, 9 out of 10 needed more pedalos. Not enough pedalo segments. And there we go. Let me be clear. But like the agenda piece people are basically the sort of like Kalshi, sort of like sort of fucking gambling people. They keep talking about their agendas like they're fucking gambling, like they're gambling or they're doing stocks, which are literally the same thing. Stocks are just gambling. And like, yeah, it's true. And talking about like what happens to these agenda people when they've been ride or die for a character, they've been like, I am backing this racehorse. I am backing this horse. Golden Week, you're my horse. Yeah, no, exactly. They're like, Eustace Kid, you're my goat. You're going to prove. Oh, sorry for changing the size of that. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Coach. If I get a little too overzealous with scribbling, my stylus will grab the top of the window and shake it around like a dog. with a chew toy, just and, and like Eustace Kid was the archetypal example of it because like he got fucking trounced. Sorry for the spoilers. I'm so sorry for the spoiler, Muffin. I won't say more than that. But like, you know, that sort of thing. Where it's like, this guy's gonna be cool. I, I man, strong. The who? Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it. But then you know, like hundreds, maybe even 1,000 chapters later, Oda has plans for the character that they've been putting so much stock in, and then those people go, no, no, oh my god! Like I feel like when Zoro eventually defeats Mihawk, like his plan is since the very beginning, you know, I will never lose until I beat you, Mihawk. The Mihawk truthers are gonna be fucking pissed. They're gonna be furious. And they're gonna be upset that Mihawk is no longer the strongest swordsman. Because they're fucking gambling. They're Let's go gambling! Oh dang it! Oh dang it! Oh dang it! Bro, I swear. I swear upon my Muta. Higuma the bear is going to come back and he's gonna be the strongest after training for so long. Dude, trust. Trust in the agenda. And there we go. Let me reload my stream real quick on my funicular device. There we go. Hopefully my internet is not like too difficult to deal with. Because you know, I seem to be buffering on my end. I apologize. I am readjusting some things. Bam. Weep. Adds in 3 minutes. Yippee! But you know, like with the agenda too, the flip side is that agenda piece has like breathed life into the One Piece meme community. Because like before agenda, One Piece memes were ass. They were abysmal. They were subpar. But like Mihawk painting his sword, so funny. It's insanely funny. Like calling objectively really strong characters frauds? That's so fucking funny. That's amazing. Unfortunately for the One Piece fans though, there's objective proof that admirals are not as strong as a Yonko. I'm sorry. If Morgan could he have ended up as Frankie? Maybe. Well, not as Frankie, no, but I feel like he could have gotten somebody else because the big important part of Frankie is that like he is the last battle Frankie. Oh my god, all three admirals had to be called up to deal with fucking Whitebeard. Oh no, but the admirals are but the admirals though, they're as strong as a Yonko. Like each one, like fuck no, it's fucking Whitebeard showed up and they were all pissing their pants. I hope that's not spoils for you. You said you already knew what happened in your 8 chapters behind it. I'm trying to calculate. I know Whitebeard showed up by then. I know Whitebeard showed up by then. And you're in the war the war for Ace. So I was trying to give an example that wouldn't be like super spoilery for that specific thing, but there are a lot of ones, you know? There are a lot of examples. I think technically in universe it's called War of the Best. Also, it is telling me that the timer for the ad break has ended and ad break has started. So I will continue yapping, but I just want people to know that I am aware. Bam. Wham, bam, shang-a-lang, and a na-na. There we go. Like, anime-wise, I absolutely adore the War of the Best and, like, the Marine, you know, the Marineford and, not Water 7, not Water 7. What's the name of the prison? What's the name of the prison? Hold on. One Piece prison name. Impel down. No, Groot, that's a finger. Precisely. I am Groot. No, Groot, I'm not gonna pull your finger. I am Groot. No, I remember what happened last time. Okay, wonderful. What if I change that to overlay and then lower the opaque? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, now we're cooking. Now we are in fact cooking. Perhaps even cooking Mama. Don't cook Mama, that's mean and cannibalism. Alright, now it's time for Soro the Wolf. Where is Soro? There you are. Get up there. Yeah, get out there, break a leg. Hopefully not yours. Bam, bam, bam. So I'm going to change the name of this slightly. Soro Shading 2. Copy. And Soro. Hello. Bam. Ad break ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are back. Hello, everybody. Groot, I'm not gonna pull your finger. The last time you did that, you released mustard gas. Alrighty, okay. And we're not gonna be Man, the colors are actually very limited for Sorrow. Dear God. Oh, Muffin, because you're relatively new, you probably haven't heard. So in I'm planning on doing a like a One Piece game, like a tabletop game with friends once One Piece actually ends, which I know, 25 more years to One Piece. Oh, but like, I'm planning on it, and there's this fun original, like totally original character that my friends and I came up with for the game. That's like an NPC named Zolo, the Four Guns Fighter. Once One Piece ends, I'll be waiting. Exactly. It it has been 84 years, Oda. Uh, I'll be on Zolo, the Four Guns Fighter, who's like a bounty hunter sort of person. Uh, who like skirts on personality and popularity and kind of nothing else. Uh, and like he's sort of the joke about he's a sort of a joke about Zolo versus Zoro because of the Viz translations, the early Viz Media manga translations. Bam. You know what? The pads will be this color. Why not? Why not? Why not? Brilliant, brilliant, majestic, beautiful. So beautiful, so powerful. And then you will be overlay, but 50%. No, 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 no. You'll be soft like 50%, I think, maybe. No, 70%. But yeah, basically, uh, this One Piece game, the idea is that they're not pirates. They are not pirates. Necessarily. They might be forced into being pirates or revolutionaries or whatever, but they're not specifically a pirate crew. And they're going through the West Blue first before going into the Grand Line, which gives me a lot of stuff to work with. Uh, what do I need to elaborate on? The players in this One Piece game, they're not going to be pirates. They are, they're not a pirate crew. They might become pirates later. Or like be branded as pirates, be branded as just dangerous. You know how Nicaragua, as a child, was branded as like something, and she has a bounty, sort of like that. And like one of how they're going to get their first ship is they are going to steal it from Zolo, the Four Guns Fighter, who has Bayonetta-ass guns on his on his feet and two guns in his hands, and he fights with four guns. He's the Four Guns Fighter. And a lot of stuff in the West Blue, like there's a lot of stuff that's talked about in the West Blue in One Piece, but there's not, like it doesn't show anything. Like for instance, Thriller Bark, that island, was originally in the West Blue, but then it got turned into a pirate ship and then got transported into the Grand Line. Watch out, the tax collector! No! I mean, yeah, no, a bunch of tax collectors would be villains. Also, there was an idea for, like, an arc having villains that are a fruit mafia, which is sort of loosely based off of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 8 with the, is it the Rokoko? Something like that, but like the fruit. The rock fruit. And so like they are people who do not have devil fruits, mind you, Even though they are the fruit mafia, they do not have devil fruits. But they have like the weird power. You know how sometimes people have weird powers in One Piece that are not like are not devil fruits? Like that one lady in the Baroque Works arc who had the paint. I forget her name, but she's the paint lady. You know, people like her, or I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head, and I'm having a hard time. But you know, people like that that have abilities that are not devil fruits. It's sort of like that, for them, and they're all themed after fruit. Like for instance, there's Walter Malin, there's Dragona, uh, Dragona Fruit. There's I forget the Banana Man's. Oh no, his name right. His name is Ben Anna. You know, things like that. You know, very silly pun names for very like in context serious villains. Oh yeah, the girl that could talk to animals. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, the talk to animals person. You know, like you know, weird powers like that. Like Walter Malin can spit out a bunch like projectile seeds at you, because he's a watermelon. Like he's Walter Malin. Like you know, the villains of an arc be a fruit mafia and being able to talk about and extrapolate on some of the lore stuff for the West Blue. Mm, water, brilliant. Is uh would be really interesting. It's like, okay, yeah, what do people remember Thriller Bark just up and leaving, for instance? And other stuff I cannot say, but that's a big one. That's a big one that I know you've seen. Okay, so this is gonna be the point where I start deleting some layers. Bam, 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 bam. Deselect that. Remove layer, Gronk! Wrong layer! I'm gonna keep these sketch layers for now because I feel like those are important. I am getting rid of the screenshots and the reference images though, because I think we are pretty. Luffy, Luffy, what happened to all the layers? I eated it. Luffy, Luffy, this is why I keep a heavy duty lock on the fridge. You can't just keep eating the layers. And then remove layer. There we go. Okay, and then I can merge the desk shading now that I know what I'm doing. Why do you keep the layers in the fridge when I can't eat? If I can't eat them, they're for everybody, Luffy. Is that a thing that was established yet in One Piece? Oh wait, no, it was in an SBS. It was in an SBS, so it's not spoilers because you're uh because it's like a fun little side fact. Sanji keeps a heavy duty lock on the fridge so that in the middle of the night Luffy doesn't eat all the food. It's so funny. Filter mask, do not blur. Map, gradient map. Not the correct one, I don't think. No. Oh, not that either. What if? Marvel's What If. Control C, Control V, and then on this one, I remove layer, and then with you, I do over. No. I thought that was just the logical step with Luffy. I mean, it is. It is just the logical step with Luffy. What if I did color? What? Oh, it's erase! That's what I did. I didn't want to do erase. I wanted to do something else. I'm trying to find a way to make the lighting a little more dynamic in the background without having to, like, hard bake the light. Like, honestly, because, like, I could end it with this, but I don't want to. In the famous words of that one guy, that one YouTube Shorts like artist guy, but why stop here? You know, like why would I stop here? I mean, simply. If I go with normal and it's like that, then there's nothing wrong with this. But also, if I do, I have an idea. No, that makes it look a little too dark. There we go. Okay, I just had to swap layers. I think the walls are a bit empty, IDK. You are so right. Let me fix that a little bit real quick. I know exactly what to do also. Okay. If I do wall line art and then do this, save you clown, thank you. I will. Bam. You see, this is literally why I have that redeem, so that people remind me to save. Okay, so I do that because of the line art, and now, with a bit of a darker color, I can do brush preset history. I think I'm gonna start with big brush, and then go down from there. To sort of mimic the outside of the wall. You know, the funny, like, camo tiger stripes. And then I can, like, blend them together later. Or, like, you know, because it's cool and awesome. But this adds a little bit of extra pizzazz, a little bit of zhuzh to it. I'm a Navy man, so I like blue camo on everything. Paint the tower blue camo. The silhouette needs to be broken on the water. But sir, we're a giant tower fortress on a mount, like on an island. Doesn't fucking matter. Do you want me to axe hand you? Okay, and then now, yeah. I do that, and this is why I have the other layer. Well, besides just having line art, but you know, this helps me a lot because then I can do fun stuff like this. By the way, how's this shaping things up? Paint the sand blue camo! The sand in the backyard? No, damn, dumbass! All the sand on the island! Blue camo, now! Pirates won't see it coming! But yeah, no, how are the stripes making things look? Are things less empty? You know, they also have to be not empty in a way that looks good. So hopefully it's a little bit of both. I'm going to hint at another one there. Looks way better. Amazing. All right, I'm so glad. That is definitely a thing I kind of struggle with a little bit. Is like having big flat walls because then I just go, I don't want to do things. I don't want to do stuff. Let me open a thing real quick because I want to show you what, like maybe why I'm a little bit like I want to do blank walls. I can't be bothered sometimes. Uh, let me find it. It has to be in my images. No, I'm gonna show you that one later. I'm gonna show you all that one in a bit. I have a specific one in mind. Open with Krita. There we go. This is the red-haired pirates piece that I did. I want to show you this. That took so much work. That took so much work. And I even shortcut by copy pasting a lot of the line art for the bottles. That took so much work and all the boards and everything. Like it was a lot. There were a lot of issues I have with this piece. Right? I have a lot of problems with it now, but I'm not gonna redo it. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people in one image. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. Okay, okay, so that's overlay, which means that this should be overlay, because this will have filter mask. Well, it isn't a bad idea now that I think about it. Pirate ships get stuck in sand, little mountains of, yeah, little mountains of sand, that they can, yeah, no, like the sand bars, I think they're called. What's the thing for this one? Okay, that's just 100%, but that's fine. I just need Captain Axehand Morgan to be legible with, like, the shading. How does it look like with this? Because the worm is very nice. You know what? I might not have, yeah, look at that. I think this is more than good enough for him. Uh, I mean, it's sort of like the confusion between sandwiches and sandwiches. You know, there's a sandbar and then there's a sandbar. Honestly, don't understand it myself. Sometimes I even confuse the two. Filter mask. Gradient preset. Bam. Then I skipped to the we out of desk. Filter mask. Bam, bam, bam. Oh my god. Oh. I'm saving. Oh, I'm running low on batteries. See you, take care. Yeah, thanks for coming by. Also, I think this art piece might be nearing completion. Look at it. Look at it. Look at him. Oh my god. I, well, nearing completion because I forgot to do a thing real quick. Wham. I'm so glad you came. Yeah, I'm so glad you came by. I mean, yeah, no, this looks like a boss fight cinematic. Like he's about to get up over his desk and a health bar is about to pop up. Unfortunately, Luffy might as well be on crack. Oh god, this is brilliant. If I do ultimately decide that this is the finished piece, which it might, it very well could be, you know, then we're not ending stream. We will just be swapping art pieces. Because I do need to work on the thumbnail for Ori and the Blind Forest. Yeah, no, I think I think I could easily call this done. So let me go to size 10 brush. Then go with bam. New layer. JONGLES. A very nice side effect of me being left-handed is that when I do G's and G, like things like G's, J's, Y's, they make a really, really nice underline for my words, and it looks really nice. I know I'm gassing up my own, like, you know, my own signature, I guess. You know, my own handwriting. But I like it. I like it a lot. It's very nice. There we go. The actual thing looks nice, but also I gotta add the classic, the good old... Bam. And then it is June. June 2026. There we go. Now I will save it like this with the layers this time. I'm not making this mistake again. Then I will slowly be merging layers down. Merge with layer below for that. Then I'm going to merge with layer below for this. Then I'm going to merge with layer below with the line art. Wait! I'm not done! Undo that merge. Load up that plate. Alright, and then let me do size 20. Size 20 is good. I'm gonna need to clean up the color a little bit on this. I think, but wait, no, not for the back. Not for the back. Not for the back. Because like that's just gonna get drowned by the words by the lighting. But with Morga, not the right color. Give me this one. Give me mirror tool. Like, this does start to obscure things a little bit, but in a way that's actually really cool. And this is where we ditch the mirror tool, because his arms are not symmetrical. Do you think vertical and horizontal have a secret triplet named symmetrical? I think so. You know, that's actually my Sonic OC is symmetrical. A lot of people have like, yo, Trevor the Hedgehog or fucking Death Murder the Edge God or some shit, you know? Dennis. Nah. Me, I'm built different. My Sonic OC, symmetrical. Unless symmetrical is real and then he's just my son. Okay, I need this, this, this. Bam. Yeah, I did a little bit too much with the ears in the, like, highlighting department. But also more than nothing. It needs to be more than nothing. Actually, no. This is fine. From the classic meme, this is fine. I bring you it being fine. There we go. And then we can save that. Remember to do that, everybody. And I can bam. Deselect that. I can remove the sketch things now. The awesome and cool sketch layers. I can remove layer. And then now I can merge with layer below properly. Brilliant. What opened? Oh god, a second instance of Krita oh god. Oh god, there's so much Krita. Oh my god, Mr. President! It's simply too much winning! I'm tired of winning, Grandpa! Well, that's too damn bad! Keep winning! There we go. And then I merge that. Brilliant. And then I merge. When did I get rid of the fucking line art for... That's when. There we go. There we go. Oh, I knew something was wrong. Nova predicted this! Merge with layer below. Merge with layer below so that there's Sorrow. And then with the desks. Then I can merge you. Then I can merge you. See, even though ultimately the images will end up the same, there's an interesting thing with Krita where if you have a bunch of layers and stuff, and then save it as like a JPEG or PNG or whatever image file, it'll be bigger than if you merge them all down and then save it. Because I guess it keeps that information. That might have been a thing that they fixed later. Remove that layer. Now, if I merge selected layers, I'm just gonna call this X hyphen, not underscore, hyphen hand Morgan. There we go. And I will file save as images computer. Then I will go to an image format I know will work on social media. But I have to find it, of course, simply. You know, that just makes sense. Found it. JPEG. Save. Okay. Me when I'm angered at you. Hey, what happens if I am stupid? Because I forgot the color in the teeth. Help! My teeth are made of flesh! Okay, now I can properly merge things. Okay. Merge with layer below. Merge with layer below. Merge with layer below. Remove layer. X-Hand Morgan as the layer name. File. Save. Yes. 68.7 megabits. We were so close to greatness. We were so close to greatness. And now we get to do the amazing process, the amazing digital process. Let me go to BAM, then go to, on the Discord once again, Stream Art. Go to Images Computer. The X-Hand Morgan. Don't forget the hyphen. X-Hand Morgan piece is now done. Exclamation point. This is momentous news. Alright, and I'm going to go to new post on Blue Sky. And I'm going to go the hashtag X and Morgan piece is now done. I think it turned out wonderfully. It's nice to look back at the early pieces of fan art at this and the early pieces of fan art and see how far I've come in just over a year. Bajongles, art, fan art, One Piece fan art. That's pretty good when it comes to the hashed tags. I love hashing tags. Copy, then I will post. Splendid. Alright, and then now in X-Hand Morgan piece is now done. Control V. I think it turned out wonderfully, yada yada yada. Not yada yada yada, but I'm saying the same stuff in my Tumblr post of it. Add an image. Go to X-Hand Morgan. Now I can go Bajungle's being YouTuber streaming, clown art. One Piece fan art. Fan art. Exhand Morgan, Sorrow, the Wolf. There we go. Amazing. And now I will post it to my Tumblr. This may or may not perhaps do a couple of numbers. The important and beautiful thing, if you don't mind me saying, is that it's done now. It's done. This is another art piece that we were able to finish before July, before the beautiful month of July when we go to art fight. I made so much. I made the correct decision when I decided to have each piece be fewer characters per piece. It definitely feels like the amount of time to work on one is exponential to how many characters are in it. So the roughly like with a one character, which I would consider this a two character because of Sorrow the Wolf here. I consider a month, 4 streams to be a pretty good amount of time to finish one of these. It is very good. So I hope you do not mind me saying, but before we swap to working on a different thing for a little bit, I will be putting on my BRB text, so that I will be right back. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music, maybe get up, get a snack, get a drink. I will return shortly. I have returned. Hello, hello, hello. Let me get rid of the BRB text. Shall we? There we go. Amazing. Did I get rid of the BRB text? I did. Let me lower the volume on my phone before I start speaking on it. There we go. I had to reload. There was a big delay for me. And there we go. Okay. Marvelous. Now I can do more than just show you. I can do more than just show you the Ori and the Blind Forest thumbnail. A thumbnail. I'm going to test something, but I'm not assuming that it'll work. I'm not quite sure that it is working or not. Okay, that one's not working. It's better to leave this one not that. Yeah, it's better to leave that one not that. What does the sky look like with that? Oh. Oh. Oh, that that may or may not be what I wanted. I'm gonna copy this filter mask, because that's a Gaussian blur and it has the exact thing that I want, and I'm gonna paste that. And that doesn't even really do anything for that in particular. But if I take my beautiful, wonderful stylus, I might need to do like a slight blur on the color. Hold on. Hold on. I might still be cooking. Not nearly that big. Maybe half the size. Because it has to be blurred, but not like super blurred. I'm the superhero, super blurred. I can take away the exact details of anything I wish. Have any of y'all seen the Jerry Terry like a song called The Nightmare Critic, where basically they take audio clips. Oh, add start in 5 minutes. Wonderful. They take like audio clips from the Nostalgia Critic, and they sort of make him act almost like a keeper of dreams. You know that he remembers the nightmares so you don't have to. And it's so beautiful. All right. does this actually make an impact? Okay, it does. Like, it's not really noticeable close up, but once I go like farther out, it does do something. This does do something, and I'm not sure what it does, but it's sort of like a nice. It's sort of like one of those nice like drum drum loops, where it's like, okay, it's not really noticeable in the song necessarily, but once it's gone, you really notice that something's missing. It's one of those. I think it might be the fact that it makes it look a little bit like a glow effect. But like, a very faint, very, very faint. I guess makes everything feel a little bit extra magical. It gives you a little bit of extra magic. If I lower that to 20%, what does this do for me? If I do this to 100%, there's that. What if overlay? What if I overlaid your mom last night? So color 50%, which is what I had then, is that. But if I do that, it has very, very little effect on the actual, like, blue. Like, it makes some of these more vibrant. I, I think this may be exactly what I wanted. Where's the reference image I had of the feather? Oh, it was an icon that didn't have the colors. Hold on. Ori Kuro's feather. Images. Kuro's feather. It's kind of the same color as Neru. Right, this is overlay right now, but if I do normal, and then do that, yes. Okay, and then I do Ori shading. If I do that and do, what if I did overlay? Oh, overlay's nice. Overlay's very nice. If I lower the overlay opacity a little bit. What if I don't? I get rid of that. Take you to my secret lair underground. I take you to my lair deep under the mountain. That's where I like to keep my dirt. That's right. I am the dirt man. I'm the dirt man. I'm coming to town. But when I come to town, what? Keep a little dirt under the pillow for the dirt man. God, this is turning out pretty okay, I think. I also have to keep in mind that this is a thumbnail and also a stream background. To his lair, deep under the mountain. That's where he likes to keep his dirt. Wig, 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 wig. I'm trying to remember exactly what exactly the lines that I did for this. Is what I'm doing is I'm adding a bit of this light orange, and then I'm going to go maybe size 30. Yeah, size 30 looks good. And then I'm going to blend it in, and then this will be like, ah yes, there's lava and it's glowing warm up on that mountain. Yes, that's what's happening. And then it still matches with the blur of the rest of everything. Yeah, like that. Perfect. And then have this like that, and then bam, and then bam, and make it a little bit more blue. A little bit more blue. I'll lower the size to 10. A little bit more blue. And then go to you. Then whap, 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 whip, 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 whip. And maybe a thinner line like that. Yes, 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 quite, 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 quite. But then, you start to see the texture a little bit. And this will be blurred. I have the idea to blur this. With my funny blur brush. The blur is powerful, folks. The blur is quite powerful. I'm the blur, I'm a speedster, I'm faster than the Flash. Sure, bud. And then the long brush. And then the blur just walks a normal speed. Because I'm a speedster! I'm gonna make sure to save this. Maybe, perhaps, this might in fact be a little bit of cinema. It might be quite good. I must stop Christmas from coming. The little splash of warm, I think, is good. I think, therefore I am. Now this is turning out pretty good. I'm actually gonna just erase this. There are parts of this that I want to keep looking the same as before. There we go. No, 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 simply will not do. In fact, that don't. Bam. Okay. I wanted to show that there was actual, like, shape to them, you know? Like, actual fun, cool Ori shape. I love my... I love my patented Ori shapes. Get your Ori shapes now. At Shapes R Us. I'm gonna do some very, very selective dots. Selective dots by Blammo. And then with all of these, I'm also going to, guess what? Blur them. I'm so glad you know what I was about to say. It's uncanny even. It's almost like you're in my mind. Seems like you might be in my head. I need you to get out of my head. Get out of my head, man. I need you to get out of my head. I put my gun at you. On my funny smiling friend's gun. The new smiling gun. Just point and shoot to put a smile on anybody's face. Bang, 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 bang. God, the way that the layers of this are done really do remind me of Rayman Origins. Rayman Origins. Is it Gibberish Jungle? No, Gibberish Jungle is the very first world. Worlds. Rayman Origins. Because, okay, so it's not showing me stuff for it. Because, okay, so the the different worlds have like part 2 worlds to them. So like for instance, Sea of Serendipity is like its alternative version is the Angsty Abyss. The Ray Oh boy, I guess I'm entering the Rayman Pirate Wiki, but the only reason I would pirate a video game in the Rayman series is because either I have to deal with Ubisoft Connect, or because I've bought the game multiple times, in the case of Origins and Legends. The first out for yep. A lush forest filled with exotic. Yep. Grumbling grottos. Wait, is grottos the World 2 thing? Hold on. Sorry, I'm going on this Rayman tangent. You cannot stop me. The Four Kings. Oh, Ticklish Temple. Rayman Origins Ticklish Temples. Let me find a particularly scrumptedly umptious screenshot for you. Oh, it might be Gibberish Jungle. Rayman Origins Gibberish Jungle. Gibberish Jungle. Give me a good level. Give me a good level here. But yeah, anyways, it reminds me of Gibberish Jungle and Ticklish Temples, which is sort of like a 1-2, like part 1, part 2 gut punch whammy. And that makes me very happy. I like whenever I get a chance to talk about Rayman. And by get a chance, in the same way that a tick gets a chance to jump onto you when you're under a tree. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Rayman? What does everything look like? Well, the blues are less vibrant, but the orange is not to my liking when it's like this, so I might hear me out. Imagine orange not being to your liking. You fucking bastard. Then suddenly, everything becomes way more beautiful. Alternatively, I could perhaps, don't know why I'm doing that voice, but I was. Take that orange. No, it is better for me to not do that. I have a brilliant idea. I realized something. Yes, and then I can bam. Or actually, no, like I was saying. Wait, hold on. No. I may have been right the first time. Then I'll just have to blur that and also fix Ori so that he's blue again. They, it, the pronouns are never specified. Alright, there we go, and then we just get to the beautiful part. I said please, please, please. Oh, that's because it was wrong layer. Oopsies, tee-hee, tee-hee. Tee-hee, tee-hee. Whoopsie daisies. And let me just go to a couple of let me talk to some people, okay? Let me put this on normal, and then put me to that. Get rid of that opacity. Right, and then I do that, and I do this, and I go to this, and then I pick the color, and then with this, wrong layer, once again, wrong layer, wrong. And then I merge with layer below. And then with, where is it, mid-ground shading. I go up there, and then I go up to here. Then I go to, maybe size 500. And then I do all this. And then I merge with layer below. And then I overlay. Then I 50%. And then I blur. So that I can fix up the borders of all these things. All the colors, make the borders very non-distinct. Create the maximum amount of, interstate, internation conflict by going, see those borders? Well, it could be yours, or it could be somebody else's. Good luck. Well, I see. Yes. Good. Yes. I have a crackpot idea. So see how I unblurred it all. I have not the power, but I have the idea. Actually, no, I do have the power. You know what power I have? I've got the power to be his friend, his moonchild. Whoa, oh. This is the beginning of a new and excitingly different story. Or, much like FNAF at Five Guys, Welcome to FNAF at 5 Guys. Five burger and guy fries. Then let me see, 250. Okay, so the blend tool completely disregards the selection, which is, I find, quite fascinating. I find it quite fascinating, really. Okay, and then if I just do... not that one. I wanted this one big. But speaker, we are for the big. Alright, very good. Very good. And if I do that one, what a joyous occasion. Wham. And then I blur. I blur. I'm blurring it. I'm blurring it. I'm blurring it so hard right now. Alright, and now I need the 250 to sort of smooth it out a little bit. Yeah. Love you, yeah. And then now we can wab 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 web 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 web. Make sure to save. You know, if I was, let's say in a time crunch, I'd call this done. I would call this a done piece. The done piece is perhaps real. I'll decide on that later. I'll fully like finish deciding on that later. But for now, I think, chat, that I would like to end for today. I know it's a little bit early. Also, I can't believe I forgot to say thank you for following Neova122 Clown. I did not get the notification. I appreciate you for following. That's very kind of you. You know, I will go to my just chatting now because I will be going to do my ending read. I've been Bajongles. You can find me over here on Twitch Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. I would much appreciate a follow. Speaking of follow, you can follow me over on Blue Sky and Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles. And if you'd be so kind, I'd much appreciate it if you could join the Discord. It's !Discord in the chat, or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description down below. And speaking of YouTube, hi YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. On Friday, I'm debating on whether or not I will do game like game dev stuff, because we missed out on that last week because I didn't stream on Friday. Or to go straight to doing D&D world building stuff. Because both are good options. So I'll decide that. But the most exciting thing, on Sunday, we will be starting, the Ori and the Blind Forest playthrough. Which I suspect is gonna be an amazing time. And so with that, it has been a wonderful time. I will catch you all on the flip-flop. Bye-bye!